سكان أمريكا الأصليين هل برأيك لازم ينهضوا ويسترجعوا أرضهم من الأمريكان الموجودين هلا؟
I think no.
No, I think so.
Because now the world is the situation of the world as it now. So if you need to change the concept, all the world should change, not only Indian American.
هل برأيك إنه المفروض الهنود الحمر اللي هم الأمريكان الأصليين يسووا ثورة وياخذوا أرضهم؟
أنا بعرف إنهم سووا ثورة وخسروا في الحرب.
I know that they have done a revolution and they lost.
Okay. So what should they do now?
فبرأيك إيش لازم يعملوا هلا؟
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't know.
What would be a good thing for them to do?
إيش برأيك إشي ممكن يساعدهم؟ إشي بيقدروا يعملوه؟
I don't know.
هل برأيك إنه
What do you think?
إنه بتوافق إنه الأمريكيين الأصليين يثوروا وياخذوا أرضهم؟
بوافق يرجعوا ياخذوا الأرض
for them to take back their land.
Okay, what happens to all the Americans?
وإيش برأيك بصير للأمريكيين اللي already موجودين هلا هنا حاليين؟
عادي بيطلعوا هناك بيجوا العمال يعني بيجوا عمال إلهم للأرض.
The originals go back to the land.
تأخذ
and take it back.
هل برأيك سكان أمريكا الأصليين لازم ينهضوا ويسترجعوا أراضيهم من الأمريكان؟ أنت بتعرفي إنه أمريكا تم احتلالها وكان فيها سكان أصليين. صحيح؟ هل برأيك السكان الأصليين لازم ينهضوا ويحكوا بدنا أراضينا؟
طبعاً
يسترجعوها؟ Yes, of course, I think they should.
Okay, why?
ليش برأيك لازم يعملوا هذا الشيء؟
لأنه حقهم يعني.
Because it's their right.
ولازم يطالبوا فيه مش
And they should demand it.
Okay, what happens to the Europeans
طب معناها هيك ايش بيصير في الأوروبيين؟
or the blacks?
أو مثلا في الناس السود اللي هناك، إنه السكان الأصليين هم مش السود ومش الأوروبيين البيض.
يعني بنظلموا شوي. بنظلموا.
Do you think it's not going to be fair and just to them?
No.
To the blacks? Because I told her the originals, the Native Americans, are not the blacks and they're not the Europeans. What would happen to the blacks?
No.
فإيش برأيك بيصير في السود؟
I don't know.
Nothing.
ولا شيء.
Nothing. So meaning the natives will control everything, but everyone stays.
معناها أنت بتشوفي إنه لازم سكان أمريكا الأصليين يتحكموا في كل شيء، هم يكونوا متحكمين بكل شيء والأوروبيين بيضلوا.
يعني كلهم متعاونين، كله إيد واحدة.
They should be cooperative. They should be one hand and live together. حضرتك بتعرف إنه الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية كانت أصلاً في ناس عايشة فيها من قبل السكان الأصليين، بعدين أجوا عليها الأوروبيين، مزبوط؟
صحيح.
بعدين صارت أمريكا.
صحيح.
هل برأيك الهنود الحمر أو السكان الأصليين لازم ينهضوا ويسترجعوا بلادهم وأرضهم؟
اللي في داخل أمريكا؟ طبعا هذه بلاد واسعة، وهاي بلاد مرزق وفي شغل وفي باب مرزق، فالكل بده يشتغل ويعيش.
And there's a lot of work for a lot of people and everybody wants to live and work there.
So they shouldn't?
So برأيك السكان الأصليين اللي في أمريكا ينهضوا ويسترجعوا بلادهم ولا خلاص؟
لا، ما بيرجعوا ولا بنهضوا ولا شيء. زي احنا عندنا بلادنا في ثاني عائلات ثانيه بتيجي مثلا على القرى او على المدينه او من اي بلد ما، وعايشين كلهم.
Or vice versa, they come and they settle and they live and they're living.
Okay, so I asked you, should Native Americans rise up and take their land back?
Well, I think if
speak in a louder voice.
Okay, I think if Donald Trump keeps on going with the procedure that he's using right now, is by being so racist with a lot of people just because of their nation or their religion, and I think that maybe they should do that.
Okay, if there was no Donald Trump, would you say the same thing?
I would think no, because it just has been so long, and just doing this now will make a lot of people die for like no reason, I would say. So I would say no.
Can we take the lesson you said of not having war to Israelis and Palestinians in the same way? So Palestinians shouldn't rise up and instead should negotiate.
Well, no, it's different because it's about anything that has happened here. it's still going on till now. We are still in a war here in Palestine. So a lot of people from us die every day. So we are still in the process of the war. So we do have the right to take our land back. But unlike the native Indians, I think it's been so long for that. Because it's stable in the US and stuff like that.
هل برأيك سكان أمريكا الأصليين لازم ينهضوا ويسترجعوا أرضهم؟
أكيد طبعا لأنه هذا حقهم.
Yes, of course, because this is their right.
Okay, what happens to the other Americans?
Okay, طب شو بصير هيك في الأمريكان التانيين؟
يعني ما عندي فكرة إيش يصير بس هذا حقهم.
I don't know what would happen, but this is their right.
So how would they do it through I don't want to use the word violence, but through armed resistance?
كيف ممكن يسترجعوا أرضهم السكان أمريكا الأصليين من خلال المقاومة المسلحة مثلا؟
ممكن.
Perhaps, probably.
Okay. And for the record, he's got a dream catcher in his store, which I love. Okay.
So we were talking about Native Americans and the differences between, or if it's similar to the situation here between Israelis and Palestinians. And originally you said, no, of course you can't get rid of European Americans. That's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. You were born in America, actually. And then I said, well, what about Israelis and Palestinians?
Well, to me, like what I see what Trump is doing right now, he's saying anyone that's illegally entering America is not allowed to be in America.
Okay.
Like, to me, like whoever's born in the States, whether he's Chinese, whether he's Japanese, whether he's European, whether he's born in the States, as long as he's born from the States or he has ancestors born in the States, he's allowed to live in America.
Okay. Can we apply the same thing to Israelis who are born here or have citizenship?
Well, the case here, to me, it's quite different because an Israeli can't live in Palestine and a Palestinian can't live in Israel. Like,
wait, let me just define. So Israel is like the coastal area and Palestine is the West Bank and Gaza.
Yeah.
Okay, just to confirm.
Yeah. Like what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to prove a point that you could have a Chinese living in America, born, like if his mom was born in the States or she got the passport by living in America for 3 years from her husband, or it doesn't matter like in what terms and stuff like that, but as long as she was born in America or someone from her family was born in America, she gets the right to live in America.
Okay.
Like legally, she has the right to live in America.
Okay.
But here, it's different. Like, I never saw an Israeli have a Palestinian passport. And I never saw a Palestinian have an Israeli passport.
Okay.
Like,
So you're okay with that. So I think what the person is asking is they're trying to compare the situation of Native Americans
I think
to Palestinians
to me it's quite different.
And
to me, it's quite different because, like, I know a lot of Palestinians, they have they didn't live in Israel, but they have the Israeli passport or
ID. Well, they live in the ones who live in Israel. Like in Jerusalem or Haifa.
No, it's not necessarily. Like
Oh,
if their mom and dad have it, they could have it. But I never what I'm trying to prove is I never saw an Israeli have a Palestinian passport or a Palestinian ID.
Okay.
I don't know why it's like that. Like I don't know why the conflict it's like, to me, I compare it like an ongoing process. Like I don't think it's ever gonna end.
Okay, do you want it to end?
I want it to end, but to me, like, how could it end? I think the Arab nations have to unite together.
To do what?
To stop the conflict that's happening in Israel.
Would Israel still exist in this scenario?
It says in the Holy Quran that they're gonna leave. Fortunately.
They're gonna leave.
Yeah, they're gonna leave. It's in our holy book. I don't know if it's in the Bible or. No. I know they're gonna. I know
the opposite is in the Bible. That the Jews come back.
Yeah. And they proved that they have land in Palestine. And I don't know how they got their proof or they proved their point. Because to me, I still don't think they have land in Palestine. They said from the days of the Prophet, they had lands in Israel. And they have a Jewish temple under the Dome of the Rock. That's how the whole conflict started. That they think they have a Jewish temple under the Dome of the Rock. And it would never reach to a point where they'll destroy the Dome of the Rock to find their claims or find their ownership or their Jewish temple. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
If you want me to ask more questions to Israelis and Palestinians, I need to be able to get to Israelis and Palestinians, and the way to do that is for you to contribute to the project, to pay my translator to get to Hebron and Bethlehem and Haifa and Beersheba. Please consider contributing to the project. It's the only way I can do this.
Thank you.